Hey folks, Lemonade here, and today we're going to take a step back into the audio world for a quick look at the Kiwi Ears Cadenza. From a gaming perspective, is $35 enough to dethrone my current mains? Let's get into it after this. Wanted to come in with a small disclaimer for these. Linsol did send these out for review, which I am very thankful for, but that will never change the outcome of any review on this channel. My opinions are my own, and you are getting to see this as early as Linsol is. I also wanted to add that Linsol is an audio gear distributor. They're not actually the makers of these. Okay, so let's knock these specs out, and I'll throw them up on the screen right over here for you per usual. They come with a series of ear tips to choose from, and they all seem to be about the same size variations, just a different material choice. I guess there's supposed to be an audible difference depending on the ear tip material or firmness. This isn't clearly defined in the pamphlet or the website though, and I do want to add I did struggle to find a great seal on the provided tips. Of course, your mileage may vary. In terms of design, these come in 4 different color variations. We have a blue, red, green, and of course this purple. And I have to say the shimmer and color are even better in person. Really a great look to have 4 colors to choose from. That said, having worked in marketing for years, I'm not a fan on how this logo looks on these. It's a trend I see in a lot of IEMs using this kind of cheap cursive looking font, which kind of annoys me because why not just match it to your logo, which frankly is more nicely designed. It's kind of OCD from me, I know, but it's a tad lazy factoring in on their more high-end pair, the Orchestra. They actually use this matching logo. Anyway, I won't harp on it too much, but I'd love to see more companies getting away from this font style. It takes away from the otherwise great look of these. The packaging is pretty standard and box here. That includes the ear tips in those plastic bags like I was showing you, the IEMS, of course, and some paperwork. No carrying case or anything particularly special here, but again, we're talking a pair that's sub $40. Speaking on the cable here, this one's actually quite good. It's a little bit thicker and higher quality feeling than my TRNs, and they wrap nicely around my ear out of the box. The ends are metal here with a nice premium finish, and it gives this a smooth touch. Honestly, the cable coupled with the dense resin that the IEMs are made of make for a really high-end feel. My TRMs are made of metal, but the finishing is just okay, and the cable takes away from their overall feel, as you can see here. Definitely not a bad looking pair. I just have to give it a step up to the Kiwis and overall kind of fit and finish. So that brings me to comfort, and I personally prefer a smaller housing like you would find here on my TRMs, but these aren't huge by any means, and overall felt really nice. Besides the trouble getting that consistent seal because of the ear tips. By the way, if you want a full breakdown of the TRMs versus some other pairs and how they stack up against my full-size headphones, check out that video here. Okay, so onto the sound. These use a single 10mm dynamic driver in each ear, and they sound good. Actually, quite good, I'd say. I think when comparing them back to my final VR 3Ks and even the Truth Ear Zeros, these stack up pretty well. They definitely beat the finals, then they come up just a bit short of the zeros, but honestly, it's pretty close. For reference, the Truth Ear uses a dual dynamic setup, but I wasn't particularly blown away by them, especially for how much hype those have. Now again, I'm looking at these from a gaming perspective. I did listen to music on both of them, and they had their merits across pop, rap, EDM titles that I listened to, but in the end, I've come to the realization that I still prefer headphones for music and videos, and I'll leave the IEMs for gaming only these days, purely just out of like comfort and relaxed listening. For reference, I had both of these plugged into my iBasso DC3 Pro USB DAC amp combo, and I tested these in Overwatch 2 and Battlefield 5. And after the testing, I'd have to say that the Kiwis did not dethrone my TRN Maxes. Going back and forth between the two, I just found that the wider staging and more precise imaging that the TRNs provided is still unmatched. The Kiwi ears make footsteps and general game audio sound closer to my head rather than give me that wider or around the head feeling, which you kind of find in IEMs with better staging. I think the TRNs being semi-open design to help with this as well. And the TRMs are structured a bit differently internally because they use a balanced armature driver and a dynamic driver in each ear. And I really do like the sound of having a balanced armature in an IEM. It makes the highs and the upper mids just stand out a bit better with a touch more crispness to vocals and footsteps, and couple that with that dynamic driver for that bass and lower bass kind of rumble. It's just a beautiful combo that I can't seem to find in a single dynamic setup. Now, are the Kiwis awful? Heck no. I mean, they're $35, a cool $15 cheaper than the TRMs and the Truth Ears. I could definitely recommend them as an overall budget package considering their fit and finish. They just aren't something that's going to replace my current favorites, so my advice would be to save up a few more dollars for the TRMs if you're looking at a gaming perspective. And on that note, folks, all my socials are down below along with any affiliate links and discount codes. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Leave a comment down there and let me know what your thoughts were. But until the next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.